Hello, it's Brian Whitten here. I just thought I'd put this video up as well because I did make a link into my last video that has got the pyramid decoded, a reference to the underground chamber, and that I said at the time that I would think that it would be in actual fact a timing device as such. So I've downloaded an overview, and we'll talk to you about this and tell you that this is exactly what this is doing. The Serapeum and every one of the granite hard cases that are mounted in the underground gallery are an indication of the very precession of the planet. Each black box indicating 1,000 years. Built in a manner under the pyramid, as I depicted in my last video, that the building of the pyramid is to indicate exactly what happened to the planet in the event that two comets had put the planet off. What the Serapeum and the outlay of the boxes here is to tell you exactly what is going to happen and the sequence that it will happen in. Okay, so what I'm saying here is our start point is, albeit these boxes are numbered 1 here, 1 we will look at, but what I'm going to do is, you can see that there's actually 27 here, so I would say that this is the start point. Okay, so this from 1 to 27 is directly above each other, so what we're looking at here is the movement of the planet in an upwards direction here. Right, this is how it's indicating the upward movement, and the outward movement caused by the comet that's hit the southern hemisphere. Okay, so it's pushed the planet up and out. Okay, now I would say that this time indicator from here, right, to here is saying that it took less than 1,000 years for it to get to this point. Right, so this has been vastly accelerated by the comet impact. It hasn't said straight out, as I said in my video, that I just drawn it that way, but it tells us exactly here how long it took to get out and how long it's going to take to get back, and that's exactly what this diagram here depicts. It says that from the point of impact here, it's taken 1,000 years to stop any further rise, which is why that comes back down here. Okay, and from there to this marker here, it's saying in 1,000 years it went for this period, say 500 years or 600 years, where the planet was moving up. It took that long for the comet impact in an upwards direction for the planet to expel the energy that it had absorbed through the impact. Therefore it has dropped down here, and then the level continues because there is no more further upwards thrust of the planet at this point. So at this point they know the planet has stopped moving upwards, but it is still moving outwards because the comets hit it sideways. So it is still tipping from the South Pole, as I said in my other video. If you believe what the pyramid is telling us, that the recession is only on the South Pole, or sorry, the precession and the manner in which it works is only on the South Pole. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you here that these are indicators. So in other words, if we're taking so many years to get out here, and then we're going to say, okay, well, once it's done that, maybe this is saying, okay, well, that's where it got, and then we're going to say, just count back for how long it's going to stay out there at that point, which is why these are here. So that we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,000 years, right, which is where we're talking about, halfway through this precessional, or the precession period is supposed to be 26,000 years, and we have exactly 27 of these boxes there, and this is why. So it's saying, okay, well, now once we get out there, we are going to sit for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12,000 years we will sit out before we start to come back in again. And that is exactly what this is saying, and it's saying to you, okay, now the coming back in period is going to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,000 years, which is what I said in my other video, in which case the Serapeum is in actual fact just proved beyond any shadow of a doubt that my assumption there was actually correct, because it's actually said it and built in here into the pyramid code itself. Now, one thing I did want to point out there, when I drew my diagram it was pretty ordinary. We do know the golden number is built into the pyramid in respect, you know, sizes and circumferences and heights and etc, etc. What I wanted to bring to your attention here is, and I'll put the magnifier on just for a second to see if we can't make it a little bit more clearer for you. I just want to bring your attention to this part of the diagram. Okay, so in other words, where we're coming back here. So we're saying from the time we come back, and we've spent 12,000 years out there, that we're coming back and we're going to spend 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,000 years before we actually get back to where we started. In other words, with the globe standing up straight, which is what this pyramid's telling us. This is all being told to us, we're just not listening. I wanted to bring attention here to these, because what happens here is you can see that it comes back in, and they're telling us that it actually goes out the other side and then back again. Okay, so I would think that what it's telling us, that when it comes back to the exact being straight, that the mass itself will still swing a bit the other way, out that way, and then in another 1,000 years it'll level back out again. I mean, that's if you're, you know, if we're to believe everything here is written as is, and this is in actual fact as I suspected, that the very you know, precession of the planet and the way in which it's acted ever since the situation occurred is in actual fact built right in here, right into the Serapeum itself. So anyway, I hope you liked that video, and would think that that also would be worthy of some further thought, and that my silly little diagram that I drew you at the end of the last video may not seem so silly now. Hey, thanks very much. I hope you enjoyed the video, and certainly appreciate it being a short one. Thanks very much. Bye bye.